Give you fun and tickle your funny bone this weekend as supporters of the UpTown Waterloo Comedy Festival. With that in mind, joining us in studio, a man described I kind of like this. Quite simply, the most solid bang for your comedy buck going, Chris Gibbs.
You wrote that, Chris?
I wish I had.
You can use that.
I would have said pound, you see, that's the thing.
True. Yes.
Solid bang to a comedy pound. Now, see, that sounds a bit more rude.
So thank you for coming in, and British-born, yet you've got the roll up the rim, so you have officially become Canadian.
I have, and I'm very proud of myself, because I actually, and way too recently, did I'll see if if I can trick them by getting 2 cups and getting too hot. I'm still mildly ashamed of doing that. And they looked at me, not only were they like, that is not going to work, but also like, you're way too old to be trying to trick like that. That was a really dumb idea. Of course, we know about the 2-cup thing.
Last night you were MC.
Yes.
At the comedy festival. Tonight, Gibberish.
Yeah, oh, thank you very much. Well done.
Your performance. Which gig pays better, MC or actual star of the show?
Phil just told me none of them do. Phil runs the festival apparently.
Canadian Tire money, is that what
this
you're
coffee
getting?
is it.
Oh!
I got a
Well,
lot.
at least it's Tim Hortons.
You do it for the love of it. How long has comedy been paying the bills for you?
On and off, I guess, since about 91. Just after my 21st birthday, I decided nobody loved me, so I decided I would become a street performer.
Oh, outstanding.
And the thing about street theater is, like, if you're desperate enough, people will pay you. And I think when I started, there was a weird old millionaire who used to hang around in Covent Garden, which is where street shows happen.
What?
And people he liked, he'd just give like £10. It's just a little thing.
Wow.
And you're like, oh, somebody loved the show. And then, fortunately, a few months later, somebody explained, no, it's this crazy guy who just gives a lot of money.
A crazy guy loves you, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's like if there's going to be a crazy guy that loves you, you want one who shows it by giving money, not by taking skin and organs.
Now let me ask you about your accent. Now, in England, you can tell if someone's from Liverpool, from Manchester, from London. So when you moved to Canada, can you tell the difference between a Canadian and an American?
I used to be able to. No, to be honest, I can't. Every time I think I can, somebody shows up and they're like, oh no, I'm actually from Wichita, and then you're like, I don't know. And then, but I've always guessed Canadian because that offends less people that way. But yeah, I can't. I wish I could. And every now and then, when I hear someone like, I had these next door neighbors that just moved. And I was like, yeah, they moved, and that was an accent I recognized. They were like, what are you doing over there? Why is he going there? And, you know, the reason I'm happy they moved is because I could hear them all the time as they got drunk. And they're like, what's the deal? If I get drunk and drive my car into a brick wall, isn't it my business? And it's like, that's a Canadian accent.
We're so proud.
I will choose to believe that is not indicative of all Canadians.
Chris, tonight and tomorrow night, you're going to be performing at the Embassy. Tickets are almost sold out.
Oh, wow.
Which is a nice thing.
That is nice.
When you're on stage performing, are you in touch with those that are laughing, or do you single out maybe one person that's just looking at you deadpan?
Mostly the one person deadpan.
And is that your challenge?
I've never been a challenge so much as I just cry inside while looking at it. I get more in touch with the sleeping people.
Oh!
It doesn't matter. I've done shows, I remember years ago when I first did this show, 200 people in a theater in Winnipeg. And there was one woman sleeping at the front, and it wasn't like no one was lying, it was like a noisy show. Like it was 199, and I'm like, how can you do that? And I'm just hoping she dreamt a better show than I was doing. and to be honest, I used to feel insulted, but now I feel like, oh, it's good that you feel safe. I'm touched that you trust me, because you shouldn't feel safe when you're sleeping in my office.
Now, does the accent allow you to get away with saying things that not having it wouldn't? Everything from swearing and more?
Yes,
I mean,
I would say yes, because you can say something really nasty, but it would sound quite polite and nice.
Well, I was so tempted then.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go down the list.
Someone else's radio station.
I don't know. See, I've met, there's a couple of Irish guys at the festival, and they're like, I look at them and I'm like, you could do anything. But, you know, see it for yourself. I think, I actually just naturally don't swear. I don't know what it was, probably eating as a child, which is also a British thing. And then when I came over here, I wouldn't know if it allows me to get it, because I wouldn't know, I've never had the difference. I know that people believe I know things, and I have sort of cheated with that, and people will ask me about grammar and things. I'm like, okay, yes, you have to say the 7 times anytime you say melon. And people are like, you know.
Chris, people's biggest fear when they go to a comedy show, and it's tonight for you, the Embassy, and tomorrow night, is don't sit near the front. He'll rip us apart. What do you say to that?
To be honest, it's funny because last year I did a show and people were doing that and they were all sitting at the back, and then I remember somebody sat down in the third row, and I don't make fun of people. I've got jokes. I want to do my jokes. I don't want to deal with you. And these people were like, right, well, don't sit in the front. He'll make fun of us. They sat in the third row, and my first thing I did, I took away the first 2 rows of seats. I'm like, you're in the front row now. And but it made me go like, I wasn't going to make fun of you, but now that I know that that's all you're thinking about, then I will. I'm doing the show at the other end. But I'm the only person I have a right to make fun of is myself, unless someone gets more involved in the show than they really should, in which case, first of all...
have at it, yes.
Well,
I think the audience would appreciate that.
Generally, I try and include, because people enjoy themselves in a different way, and some people, that's a noisy way, and then the problem only comes when some people enjoy themselves in a noisy way that stops other people enjoying themselves.
Yes.
And so I did 2 years ago, I did make someone cry, apparently.
Oh.
And then I watched the video afterwards. I was like, yeah, that's a situation where she was going to cry no matter what happened.
I feel like we're on Coronation Street right now, and I like it. He's a Brit turned Canuck. Chris Gibbs will perform tonight, you know this, I hope, at the Embassy, and tomorrow night. Get your tickets at the Embassy. There are very few left. UpTown Waterloo Comedy Festival.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for dropping in nice and early. Enjoy the rest of your roll up the rim.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much.